Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I'm going to explain about you guys new topic which we call as arithmetic progression. So in an arithmetic progression, we consider that we have a sequence of number 18, 23 and 28 and it is continuous. Okay, let's say this is the sequence of number. So we say that the number that is in the first one is we call as A, or the initial number, or we call A as the first term. Okay, so afterwards we will get, and if we see that this number is adding up to 5 to get to another number, so this one we call as common difference. So we can see that number 5, the difference between one number to another number is 5. So we call it as D. D is the common difference. Okay. The rules of a sequence of number to be an arithmetic progression, it must have the common difference, and the common difference must be adding or subtract, or it increase or decrease by adding or subtracting the number after one number. Okay, so in this case we can see that T1, we can see, because A just now, A is the first term, so other than writing down as A, we can also write down as T1. T1 means terms number 1. Terms number 1 means in bahasa is sebutan yang pertama, or we can call it as first term. So we know that our terms for the first term is A or number 3. So let's do for the second term. So if we want to see what's the number in second terms, we can simply say that if we don't have the sequence of number just now, we say that 3 need to plus by 5, then we will get 8. So 8 is the same as T2. T2 means the second term. So for the third term, we say that 3 plus, we got addition or increasing of 2 times of 5. So we say that 2, we have to multiply it with 5. Then you'll get 13. So for T4, we say that we are still using the first term. So 3 plus with the third 3 times of 5. So 3 times with 5, which is equals to 18. So if you see here, they got a sequence. We can see that it shows a relation between T1, T2, T3 and T4. Then we can see that if we want to find Tn, we can simply say that the first one must be the first term. Add it with, if you see here, 2. If it has third term, then it will decrease to 2. If it's fourth term, it will decrease to 3. So what we can do for the formula, we can say that it is n minus 1 times with 5 is actually our D, times with D. Now kids, that is your formula of arithmetic progression. Okay, now taking this as our formula, we will do a few questions related to arithmetic progression. Okay, now let's start with the first question. Okay, suppose the first question is, suppose we have arithmetic sequence of 3, 8, 13, 18, 23, 28 and so forth. Now find T10. Okay, so how we want to find T10? first thing first, you have to recognize your A. Now, your A just now, we say that A is our first term. The first term that in the sequence. N is the same. Is the terms that we want to find. Terms to find. And D is our common difference. Okay. So, if we want to find A is normally situated at the first number of the sequence. So, A is 3. Now, what about D? To find D is that we have to minus the second number, Tn. This is the formula for D, yeah? Tn minus with Tn minus 1. So, we see that this is terms number 2, this is terms number 1. So, T2 minus T1. Then we'll get 5. Okay, wait, yeah? I'll show you one by one. So, 8 minus 3, which is equals to 5. So, other than that, we can also find D also can be found if you use any number. Okay, so D also can be 23 minus 18, but we still got 5, the common difference. So, can we find T10? So, T10, by using the formula A plus N minus 1D, A minus 1D is equals to A is 3 plus our N is 10. So, 10 minus 1, D is 5. So, 3 plus 9 times 5. So, you get 3 plus 45 is equals to 48. Okay, next one. If we want to find if you need to find T20. So, what if you want to find T20? So, still the same, using the formula A plus N minus 1D. So, our A is 3 plus N is 20 minus 1 and D is equals to 5. So, this is equals to 3 plus 19 times with 5. So let's multiply 19 times 5, which is equals to 95 plus 3, then you will get 98. So that's how you want to find the number for each terms. Okay, I have another question. The question says that what if we, given that we have an arithmetic sequence which is we have T8 is equals to 25 and T14 is equals to 43. Now we need to find the A and D. How are we going to do this? So this is super simple. I'll show you step by step. Okay. If you want to find A and D, first thing first, using the formula of arithmetic progression, Tn is equals to A plus N minus 1 times D. We are taking T8 equals to 25 and put everything inside the formula. So what I have is T8 is equals to A, because we don't know our A, just put it A, plus N minus 1 because our N is 8. Now I take just 8 minus 1. And we don't know our D, so we put D and then we equal it with from the given equation 25. So if we simplify, we get A plus 7D equals to 25. Now the same method to use for T14, which is equals to T14 equals to A plus 14 minus 1 times D is equals to 43. Now we simplify this, we have A plus 13D equals to 43. Now, by using these two equations, A plus 7D equals to 25, A plus 13D equals to 43. Now we have two equations, similar equation now. So we make this as 1, this made as 2. So what we do is that we do this simultaneous equation. So Do you still remember how to do simultaneous equation? So we just need to substitute, or we just eliminate the equation. So 2 minus 1, we get a minus a is 0. So 13d minus 7d is 6d equals to 43 minus 25 is equals to 18. So d is equals to 18 over 6, which is equals to 3. Now we have solved our d. Now the next thing we do is we have to solve for a. So to solve a, oh my god, wait, yeah. So to solve a, as we get our d equals to 3, so substitute d equals to 3 into 1. So we take our first equation. So we put our d to be 3, and a plus 21 is equal to 25. A equal to 25 minus 21. So our a now is equals to 4. Now that's how you solve problem solving involving arithmetic progression. Now I have another questions. To the third example of the questions, what if the question said that, let me show you these questions. Okay, now let's look at question C, everyone. So let's look at question C. Calculate the number of terms in each of the following arithmetic progression. Now let's do question number 1. Okay. So for question 1, we have number 2, 6, 10, until you see number 82. Now we know that this is at the first term, this is our second term, this is our third term, and we don't know what term is this, and we just denote it as Tn. Terms with n number. Okay, it's situated at n position. So what we do is that, because we know our a is equals to 2 and our d is equals to 10 minus 6. So d is equals to 4. Then we know our Tn is equals to 82. So what we do is that, using the formula of arithmetic progression, which is Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1d. So we take everything. Our a is 2 plus with n minus 1 because we still don't know our terms. D is 4 is equals to 82. So that is our Tn. Okay, now we can solve what is our n. Now expand this. So you have 4n minus 4 is equals to 82. So 4n minus 2 equals to 82. 4n equals to 82 plus 2. So 4n is equals to 84. So n is equals to 21. So for question number 1, the number of terms in each of the following arithmetic progression, if we can see here, these are all for T21. Terms, or we can write 21st term. Okay, so that's how you solve questions like question C. Now what if we have another questions? Okay, so this is further practice of arithmetic progression. So let's do question 1. Okay, let's do question number 1 together. Sorry. Okay, we just did question 4 questions. Let's do the next question. So the first 3 terms of an arithmetic progression are k minus 2, k plus 2, and 2k plus 1. Now the question wants us to find the value of k. Now let's just do this all alone. Now Let's find the value of k. Now we know that if this is a term, k minus 2, k plus 2, and 2k plus 1, we know that this is actually t1, t2, and t3. And we also know that the common difference of t1, t2, and t3 is the same. They are all the same. So what we do is that we find the d, which is t2 minus t1, or other than finding d by subtracting t2 and t1, we can also find the d by subtracting t3 minus t2, right? So let's do this together. So our t2 is k plus k plus 2 minus t1 is k minus 2 is equals to t3 is equals to 2k plus 1 minus t2 is k plus 2. So let's expand this. So we have k plus 2 minus k plus 2 equals to 2k plus 1 minus k minus 2. So if we solve this side by side, k minus k is 0, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2k minus k is k, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So k minus 1 is equals to 4, so k is equals to 4 plus 1, so k is equals to 5. There you go. That's how you solve problem involving arithmetic progression. Okay, that's all for today.